All right, there's a storm of brewing outside, so I just figured I'd just make this video because I had plans on going out and handle some errands, but I had to unlock a phone that I have. I'm ready to go back to this flip phone. Why? I don't. I mean, I'm barely on social media like I used to be. I do rants and stuff like that still, but um, at this point, I'm ranted out because I found out too much information, and here I am now. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I'm live, man. I don't want to like waste what I'm doing here. Let me make sure I'm live. Let me make sure I'm live. I am. Okay. All right. So, I'm saying that because, basically, like I'm at the end of the journey, man. Like I know guys, I talk about like the money and stuff like this, and I guess I'll just have to be talking about my business and stuff like that going on here. But as far as like waking people up and all this other stuff, like I never really made this to wake people up. It was just a way for me to connect with people and for me to document what's going on for myself, talking about my life. And people watch the videos and they like what's going on, then they become clients or become mentees or whatever, or like whatever, right? And it really wasn't a big deal. Earlier this morning I made a video talking about like partnerships and being on teams and all this other stuff, and I'm gonna have to like hide the videos again because like anytime I feel like I make a huge upgrade, I have to then start hiding the videos because it's just not really for public consumption. Like, but people really shouldn't be seeing a lot of this stuff. They should be seeing things that's going to make them you know just better at life, like just regular stuff that's whatever they need to see to make them feel better about their life, because life is already hard enough as it is, and then let alone finding out all the secrets about life, it just gets worse. And if you don't know how to process the information, right? And like I'm finished. I got 2 hours left of. I'm probably gonna finish tonight, whatever. This guy in particular, and then the rest of it is like 2 weeks of information with this other person, and then I'm about to go through L Judge's stuff again, and I'm gonna do that. And that's probably gonna take me like another month or so, right? So basically, by the time my birthday comes around, I'll be done like all this spiritual stuff, even though I'm still in business mode right now. Okay, now the reason why is because when you're discovering the secrets of the world and the planet and stuff like this, it doesn't really like impact your life that much besides what's going on. And for me, I wanted to figure out the secrets because I wanted to live my full life. I just never thought I was going to live this long. All things being considered, the fact that I didn't have parents and stuff like that, right? And I just didn't think I was just going to be able to survive for some reason. I mean, I just didn't think I was going to make it, right? I mean, that's pretty much it. I didn't think I was going to make it this far. I thought I would have been dead by now, honestly, right? And not like a negative way, but just, yeah, I thought about giving up many times. I thought about like a bunch of stuff many times, and like I'm still here because I've been fighting the whole time. And I'm just trying to make sure this video makes sense. You got to learn to enjoy life, like enjoy the struggles, enjoy the good times, enjoy the normal times where nothing's happening, where you're just sitting around. Like this is like one of the days I'm sitting around right now, and I'm just about to just get some ads up or whatever, like fix some ads. But after like I'm almost done basically, right? And I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm having a harder and harder time talking about these things because I just don't feel like talking about them anymore. I can talk about brainwashing and all the other stuff, but it's like it's over, right? Like, if you caught it while I was like interested in it, then you got it, right? If you caught it, the hypnosis and stuff like that while I was in it, you got it. And it's just for me to actually just use this stuff more now instead of keep talking about it and figuring it out. So I hope you enjoyed that part of the series that I was in, whatever season that was, figuring that out. Excuse me. I tell you what, I can't wait to get over this sickness though, man. But now it's just time to connect with business owners and politicians and all the other stuff, right? Whatever the world economic stuff I was supposed to do before, like I was supposed to do that. I was going to join and just go whatever from there, but like everything's not really the same anymore, right? So what I mean as far as like enjoy the ride is that basically as you start to grow in your life, all the things that interested you before become no longer interesting. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I'm not really interested by sports. I'm not really interested by travel. I'm not really interested in women per se. The only thing that really interests me is just having a family and just being boring at this point, right? And trying to just be as happy as possible. Like there was this one podcast I was looking at where these two guys, there were two business guys, and they're talking about their return on ad spend, and they're talking about, whether or not the clients were behaving and some other stuff. And I'm like, dang, okay, people are actually watching this. I'm like, oh, but then I remembered that, like, okay, people are still here in the whole business phase, right? Because you basically, like, it's like, okay, as you start to get money, there's like, you'll start to branch off into different things, and you'll be like, okay, who are you actually, right? Are you this business guy? If you're this business guy, it's gonna be, oh man, money, 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 money. But then there's the evolved business guy where it's like, okay, yeah, this is fun, but it's only fun when you're helping other people get rich, right? Like most of the time when people are online and um, they're talking about, like, money and stuff. They're talking about helping other people get rich. Okay. Because why? Because that's like the fun part. The fun part really isn't being rich. The fun part is having fun. Helping people become rich is fun. It's fun watching people get those epiphanies and those aha moments, and, oh wow, this makes sense. Like, you're really developing you're developing a person, and you're developing the human spirit, right? And that's probably like the best thing that I enjoy. It's also this, it's like very similar to, like, if you're religious or whatever and you believe in Jesus, which is nothing wrong with that. Or if you do, like, whatever, it doesn't really matter if a lot of this stuff is real or is fake or whatever. The only thing that does matter is that you have realized now that you can be a better person because of it, right? And it allows you to be a better form of yourself and walking in your higher self versus your lower self, meaning the things that matter to the typical, person, which is like food, sex, and drugs, or like whatever. Like, now you are appealing to this higher version of yourself where, you're walking with God, you're just being yourself, and you're just happy, and you're living life as it was meant to be lived, and that's really a short-lived experience. So you have to really enjoy not knowing long enough. I'm not saying wait around to get the information. I'm just saying enjoy the ride, because the ride will come to a stop, and then eventually you'll realize, like, damn, okay, what now? Right? Because that's what always happened to me, right? It's always, what's next, what's next, what's next, and eventually you come to a point where there's nothing next, right? And if you're not a healthy person, then you'll start to do devious behavior because of it, right? And you just have to learn how to enjoy this thing. You have to learn how to enjoy it. You have to learn every day, wake up, be passionate about helping others, right? Because that's really the game we're in. We're in the helping other people business, right? We're not in the helping ourselves get rich and all this other stuff, whatever. This is really about other people and helping them develop into better people, and helping them ease their pains, and helping them do what we're supposed to. That's what we do as entrepreneurs. Um, like I know it's been about spirituality like a lot lately, but that's what matters, is that basically, like, the real information is not really for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's for people who want to know more, right? The surface information is for the surface people. For the people who want to know more, you'll know more. And that's just how it goes, right? The issue is that everybody's trying to wake everybody up and stuff like this, and you can't really do that. Right? Everybody doesn't want to be a business owner, right? Everybody doesn't want to be super duper duper rich. The issue is that it's always the people that are trying to, like, enforce their belief system. We might have a blackout. I might have a blackout. It's just trying to enforce their beliefs on the others. That's like the issue. That's the issue, is when you're trying to take people out of alignment with what they are, right? Even if they're just a regular person and they're sex guys or whatever, they're just ready to have for sex. It's important for them to learn how to be a better person, but that's why you give them, like, the religion and stuff like that, because they need it. They need to know, like, you can't have like 50 kids and it's not responsible. Stop. Like, that's why it's there. At least that's why I would assume, right? I mean, obviously you want to keep people under control to a degree because they're going to do whatever, the savages ones, whatever. But everybody else is like, like, just do the right thing, right? I mean, be a good person. Don't backstab anybody, do the right, like, I don't, like, this is just basic stuff, right? Like, this is like, it's basic stuff, but it's people just don't know. They don't know. Most people are just not good people. And that's just how it is. It doesn't mean it's wrong or right. It's just, they're just not developed, anyways. I'm just saying this. You just got to learn to enjoy the ride, man. Like, there's not really, like, any hidden mysteries. I just don't have a lot of topics to talk about anymore because this other stuff doesn't interest me. You have to, like, I'm going to probably start surveying soon to see if there's any topics in particular that matter, because to others that I can talk about, because basically the stuff that people are watching and listening to is just all fake. And I'm like, wow, this is all fake. It's all that bad, but it's for the masses. It's for people who aren't really ready to, grow up. But I'm not going to be out here like, a crazy person or whatever. Hey, you need to do this or whatever. Like, you know, I'm just in a weird part of my life right now, man. So it's different, right? And like I said, this whole business stuff is different than regular life. In regular life, you're like a normie. You have like no power over your life. You're just complaining all the time. You understand? Like, what I'm saying here, and I want to make sure I'm saying this very clearly. When you're a regular person, you don't really have like no power over your life, because you just submit yourself always to like whoever. You submit yourself to the cops. You submit yourself to the government. You submit yourself to rules that were made up by your wife or something or whatever. It's all about submission for regular people, because they have no power over themselves. And they just never learn how to take care of themselves, which you have to go down the business journey to do that. When you do, then you can do something about it. But the question is, will you? Because the information you learn is going to turn you into somebody you may or may not want to be later, because you're going to be like, man, well, I mean, was religion that bad? Yeah, some of it. But was it overall good? Yeah. For the most part, even though people are bad, they're still not that bad. And I think that this plays a part in it. Maybe didn't have to change a lot of stuff or whatever, but it's like, okay, you got a great lore, I guess, sure, right? I don't know. You start to change your thoughts after a while. Anyways, I'm just basically getting ready to just run the business right now, and just keep doing this, man. Because I don't know, like it's just not the same. Like the people, like even knowing this stuff, like how can you keep going towards like 20 and 50 and 100 million? What has to be going on in your mind? What kind of person do you need to be? Like, if anything, this scamming actually sounds better. It sounds better than running a business, because you're not even having to try. And let me be clear what I'm saying. Okay, there's some businesses out there that are just scams, right? Like tolls, that's a scam business. What else? What else is like a scam business? Just like anything that's like unnecessary. It's like taxes or whatever. That's like a scam business, right? So you got to make something up, right? You got to like, okay, how can we like take money and then get paid with taxes or whatever, tolls or whatever, right? Okay, that's like a scam business, right? At least if you have a church, what you're doing is you're buying things for the church, and as long as people are church members, you like benefit off of it. So that's good. Um, you have community events there. You have like things there. So it's like, okay, that's something. It's better than just taxes. Like the fuck is that, right? What the fuck is the tolls, right? Like, just weird shit like that, right? So, um, I forgot my point. I'm just gonna try to just finish up the video. Put my glasses on, because that does help me think, because I can see clearly. The main point I'm trying to make about this video is that you have to learn how to enjoy the ride, because the ride ends, and then you start to see the world for what it is. Like we just got finished watching this video about traveling to Zanzibar, and I'm like, okay, this sounds okay, because her birthday's coming up, and I'm like, what do you want to do? She's like, oh, maybe I want to go somewhere or whatever. I'm like, okay, where you want to go? She's like, well, I always wanted to see what's up with Zanzibar. I was like, okay. So she's looking at it, and she's like, oh, I don't really want to go there. And I'm like, well, why not? She's like, well, because it's not really that doesn't really look that nice, right? And this is why basically like people don't really know, like when you basically go travel, you're really just going to a tourist spot, right? You're going to like a resort, or you're going to a place where it's safe, where people are not going to rob you and eat you or whatever, right? Okay, that's where you're really going. It's important to be in a safe location with security and stuff like this. And I'm not saying this as like because I'm rich or whatever. You just go there as an American, because you don't really understand what the locals are thinking and all this other stuff. Like I think right now in the Dominican Republic, they're talking about women who rub like drugs on their titties or something, some shit like this or whatever. And then if you suck their titty, then now you're brainwashed, and they'll give you all your you take all your money and you're brainwashed. That's happening in America too now, right? So it's like this stuff I grew up learning as a child, because I heard about it like on TV and the news and stuff. But it's just brainwashing, control, psychopaths or whatever, and it's just so many people that don't know how to take care of themselves. It's like, you really want to be around the people like that? You know what I'm saying? Be around a person who can't feed themselves and shit. They're like, dang, yeah, you're cool. You're not gonna do nothing, but maybe they're crazy. You know, what if they're like legit crazy? So what do you do, right? So we're looking at it, and then there's the lady. She's there dancing with the locals or whatever, doing the thing, and then she's like shopping in the market. I'm like, right? I'm like, no. I'm like, who's this video for? Because she has like a you know what? I think I will talk about business, right? It is always something that lights me up, but just not in a weird way. I just like the customer experience stuff. Maybe I should just focus on that, right? I think that's probably a better idea. Yeah, maybe I'll do some customer experience training and then I'll just go that way, okay? So the whole point is that it depends on what you're selling, right? Let's just say we're selling a vacation, okay? We're selling a vacation, okay? We're selling a vacation, and it's to, I mean, any island you're looking at, it's always going to be underdeveloped because the places are always corrupt. Not to mention that I think we have an influence over there too, just to fuck it up on purpose or whatever, but I really don't know. But let's just say it's Zanzibar. Okay. So we're going to Zanzibar. And the whole point is that we want people to hire us to be their travel agent or whatever the thing is, right? At this place. So that way, when they travel to Zanzibar, they'll be happy. Okay. Because they don't really know what they're doing. A lot of life is just asking for help. And you know what? I want to talk about the map too. Okay. What happens? I want to talk about the map. All right. Which I'll talk about in a second after this. Okay. So the point is that basically what's going on here is that you're nervous. You don't really know what to do. You're out of alignment. By looking at this person and what they're doing online, you basically have found somebody who can solve your problem, right? Basically not figuring out how to do and how to do it at the place. If you're not doing your marketing correctly, you're going to be talking to this person, this person, this person, and this person. This person may only have $1,000. This person has 10K. This person has 20K, and this person has like $5. Okay. You got to figure out which one of these is the person you're actually making the video for. This person was making video for people that is, I would say, that are in regular middle class. They have $1,000, right? Because when my lady was looking at the content, she's like, ooh, no. Why? Because she's what? Dancing with the locals. I'm like, you wouldn't dance with the locals? She's like, no, like they'll probably rob me. Okay. That's what's going on in her head. Whether they would or not, that doesn't really matter. What matters is that how people think. Okay. Also, she's like, well, the beach looks nice, but you know, there's too many, how many people have access to the beach, right? So no private access. So no private access to the beach in this beach, and that beach in particular. I'll just do one more. And then the food market, right? They were like, oh, you can shop here and there's plenty of food. Basically, a lot of the food looks like it has like stuff on it, and then the walls look like really dirty. Okay. And let me just say this before I go into this a little bit. Okay. A lot of this stuff is about like just having good presentation. It's not even like has to be perfect. If you ever watch any videos overseas, which we will actually right now, let's just look up something. Okay. I don't know if anybody's watching, but let's see here. Food market overseas. Okay. I want you just to look at the presentation of food markets. Okay. See, in America, it's pretty like structured and organized for the most part. You don't really have to figure too much out. It's whatever, right? Even though the food is probably shit, honestly, at least it looks like it's organized and everything's happy, right? When you're overseas, it's kind of like this, which is okay, but like look at it. Okay? Look at it. Like, what do you, there's too much happening here. You can just dig your hands in. Now, you know, everybody's touched whatever this is, our bowl. Everybody's touched it. You know, they rubbed their boogies on it or farted on it or something. Like, what is this? Like sauce? Why is the sauce next to this? You know, these are kind of things you need to be thinking about. If you have stuff like this, right? Like you got fish and sausages hanging. Why is it hanging there? Does it make it look fresher to somebody? Like, I would not buy it if it looked like that. I don't want to buy it look like that. Right. I don't want to buy it looking like that. Like this. I mean, you know, it's got to be covered. It's not covered. Um, Here, you know, the bald look is never really great, but the main thing is like this gray patch here. Paint the tiles, make it look nicer. To him, this looks nice. To me, this don't look right. Um, just this stuff like this looks like flies can land on it. You want to have a container or something. You know what I'm saying? Like just little things like that. Let me see if I can find another one real quick. Speaking of, Dad is a little hungry. I think they're called street markets. Okay, now that's how they tell you to do it. They tell you to get the authentic food and stuff like this. But I'm not really feeling it. Like you want to trust these big companies, but you just can't, you know, because they're shit too, because they're just trying to make a profit and stuff. So you got to figure out like what's in the middle, right? Who operates like a real business, but at the same time, like look at this, man. Like even though this is like a shopping area and people are like, look how many people that is. This is a lot of people. Okay, some people don't like that. So what do you want? You want a private market, right? You want a private market. Like look at this shit. It's the same thing, kind of thing. Okay, look at this. All right. Now, if you're a regular person, you're not really thinking about these things. Okay, you're just like, okay, I just want to buy, and you know, wow, this is so good and it's authentic, because you're a regular person. You're not really thinking about it as a person who has a lot to lose, and then like you eat one of these things and then you have like stomach aids for the next like 2 weeks or something, and you're like, oh, I can't even run my business. I'm like dumb now, and you get these emotional ups and downs because you just touched the wrong thing, right? Like, nothing really wrong with how she's dressed, but just pay attention to the pay attention to the way things are being displayed. You understand? It's one thing to just be working with these sheep. It's another thing to be looking like you work with the sheep. You understand? You have, like, if you're going to do this, you need a front man to be like, oh yes, this is one of our sheep guys, and you have sheep uniform. You got to be in uniform if you want to sell like higher price products. If you're doing this, she just look like she's doing whatever, but you want to be better presentation. Look, all these bags in the back, you don't want that. Like just random wood, paint the wood, set these up in little jars or something, right? Do something else so that way it's easier for people to grab what they need and go. But because it's bare minimal effort on presentation and it's all about product, then you actually will get more sales from regular people because they're concerned about savings. When you have money, you're not really concerned about savings anymore. You just want to know that you're going to have a good experience. Okay. Hope this makes sense. I'm not trying to attack anybody's culture or anything. You just have to like know these things. Okay. You have to like know this stuff. All right. Like look at this shit, right? So it's like, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about where basically they'll be like, oh, wow, you get to have an authentic experience. It's like 12 days for, I guess, $3,900. But then I guess this is like just the things that you're going to be doing here or whatever. But it's like, is this really worth, you know what I'm saying here? Like you travel here, but it doesn't mean anything. Like you work your whole life to get money and all this other stuff. So now you're like, okay, why do I want to stay in a fucking cottage or whatever? You know what I'm saying? You might want to do it a little bit to experience it, but you don't really want to do it because it doesn't make any sense for you to risk your life like that, because you're trying to hold on to what you have, right? Which is your money or whatever, right? Anyway, the point is that these things may sell to a regular person, but you want to figure out what's going to sell to a person who's making $20,000 or $10,000 a month if you want to get rich yourself, right? So the person said they do luxury, but they're talking about luxury for normies, okay? People that are really have money, they're not really dancing with locals. They're not going to do that. Like, why would you do that? Why would you want to be like a regular person? Doesn't make any sense. You want to be away from them. Okay. Not saying this to be racist or sexist or classist. I'm just telling you how people think and what's going to happen to you as you develop in your journey, as you start to go through your map, which I'll talk about in a second. Right. So the main thing she was concerned about was what? The resort. So it's safe, right? So safety. Okay. Safety. What else? The pool, the beach, private beach. and then safe food, right? So these are opportunities to sell safety, but still adventure while you're the agent. Okay. So if you're this agent and you want to sell to these people, you have to say, okay, look, there are plenty of vendors out here, and I know a lot of them don't really look the best, but we have a handcrafted, selected vendor preference that you can walk through. And we have outfits for you where you can basically walk and look like a regular local, because people know when you're something. No, people know when you got money, or they know when you look different. Like they just know. Okay, they can tell. They're like, you get it. It's a visceral attraction. You know, it's like you got the answers, huh? You got a secret. It's like, you mean reading and just studying and stuff, like, but they don't really know. So anyways, I'm saying that because while you're going down your journey, you're going to be experiencing different things, right? Which now I want to talk about the map. Okay. So the reason I'm saying this is because the reason why it took me so long is because I had to go keep looking around and then look and then look around and then look and then look around and then look. And I had to keep going back and dig myself out of holes, right? Which I talked about before. The thing that you want to do is, in your life, when you're doing this, you want to basically partner with people, right? You want to partner with people that have basically, like, let's just say that you got to go down this journey, right? You want to work with a trusted expert to guide you through this thing, so that way you don't really waste your time. If you don't do it this way, you're going to end up wasting your time. Okay. Because you're going to try to do it on your own. You're going to do it on your own. You're going to think you're like, it's just the same kind of experience. This is what rich people do, right? This is what successful people do. And this is what like noobs do. Noobs, you're going to try to do it on your own, and you're all over the place, and you're trying to figure out where to go. You may get there like 2 years from now, 5 years from now. Here, it's like, okay, you talk with an expert. The expert tells you how you have an idea of what you want to do. Hey, I want to be here within 3 months. Hey, I want to be here within 2 weeks. Hey, I want to be here within X, Y, and Z. Okay. The expert can say, okay, here's a custom tailored plan to get you from A to Z, right? This is basically what it means to be a rich or successful person. It just means to be intentional, right? You're intentional and you know exactly what you want. Person will take you from A to B. And just like that, now you go to the next journey, right? Whatever the thing is. Okay. And if you don't do that, then you're just going to end up wasting a lot of time and a lot of energy, right? So these people that are just online, they're making content and they're doing all this stuff. They could just be doing it for the wrong reason. It's like most people don't have 80% of people in this country don't have money. So how are you selling a trip to Zanzibar? I know this video is like just a little bit different, and I'm not really as like passionate as I normally am, because I'm not really making any new discoveries. Like, those are the things I like the most. I like talking about the reptilians and the aliens and all the weird shit that was going on when I was learning it. But this business stuff is pretty simple. It's just connecting with people and hearing what they need and then supplying it to them. That's it, right? But if you can't get out of the weird stuff where you like the guys I was talking about on the podcast, where you're stuck in that identity, then you won't be able to see it and enjoy it for what it is. You'll be stuck in this "I'm making lots of money" thing, which is like stupid. It's stupid. You're just wasting your own life, right? I want to say, man, I want to say this before I like almost finished. As far as something I have to do with the map, dang it, man, my brain is just not working. Maybe I need to eat something. Maybe I need some water or something. That's pretty much it. Maybe I'll make another video trying to remind myself what's going on, because at this point, it's just going to be just regular updates on the news and stuff, and trying to figure out what to do in certain situations. But you just gotta have to learn to enjoy the ride. Okay, just enjoy the ride, and for the rest of my life, I'm thinking about having another baby. That might be something. I may have 2 more kids. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, but maybe 2 more kids to keep myself busy. But that's how I'm done. I was like, all right, I'm out the game. I got 3 kids. I got a wife. I'm old now. That's it. It's over. You know what I'm saying? I'm out the game. They end up sucking the life out of you. Basically, they just want your attention all the time and talk to you about everything. You got to enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride being a man. And it's not what people make it seem. They keep talking about cheating and all this like goofy, like gay shit. Everybody's talking about like fruit cup stuff. Like basically, like, the best way I can say this is that everybody's doing it the woman's way. They're doing it like the women's way, which is what you are a woman cheats on you and you get emotional, or she's brainwashing you and you get emotional, and you just have to be like, look, I know what you're doing this to survive. I gotta fucking go, and you just go run your business. You know what I'm saying here? You just run your business, you live your life, you figure out the secrets of the world as a man, and then you stay attention to what you're supposed to be doing, and then you have a family. Like, that's pretty much it. But it's all this extra stuff. She cheated on me or she did this. It's like, okay, just let her go and move on. That's the answer. But until you get there, this stuff really doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still young. You're so young. Like, people don't understand how young they are, especially when they're in their 20s. You can still know a lot and just not still realize how young you are. You're like, damn. Like, even me, I'm still young. I'm 37. I'm like still a baby. To some people, I'm old or whatever. Like, they're like an uncle or something, like an uncle or some shit. I got some grays, but it's like no, actually, like, I'm still young. I haven't hit my prime yet. I'm mostly gonna hit my prime in my 40s. But that's what you're earning. You're earning primes. You know. And then knowing everybody else doesn't know anything, you got to really walk around and be like, okay, nobody knows shit. They don't know anything. Now I have all this knowledge, and what do I do with it? Do I take advantage of people, or do I tell them the truth? What do you want to do? What kind of person do you want to be? You have to enjoy the ride. You get it? You got to enjoy the ride, because then it's just about okay, I'm just here now. The game's over, right? So you're the player who beat the game. And the other people, oh man, how do you figure this out? I'm about to get me a 401k. Like, are you? Wow, congratulations, man. Look at you, man. I want to be like you when I grow up, man. You start saying shit like that just to shut people up. The world's a funny place, man. Especially when you figure out you're connected to God and all the other stuff, man. Keep loving your heart and do the right thing, ultimately. All right. Anyway, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I probably will make some more videos later. I just don't have anything to talk about anymore. I'm actually like phased out. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm like pooped. I'm pooped out. I know that you could still like just talk about things to sell stuff. Like, if I'm doing that, then if I'm selling things, yeah, sure, right? If I'm selling shit, I can talk about that all day. Oh my goodness, you won't believe how magnificent this is and that is and blah blah blah. But as far as the systems, I think I've developed enough systems as a man right now to keep me busy for a while, right? I got some like 2 hours of content there, 2 weeks of content here, another 2 weeks there. So basically, I'm looking at it maybe another 3 months of just studying random religions and stuff like this. But it's just, just the end. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just enjoy it, right? I'll figure out what I was talking about as far as the map eventually, but it just didn't pop back up, so it must not be important. Enjoy the ride. See you.